That's it. I hate to admit it, but you are a Pokemon master. I still can't believe my dragons lost to you, Red. You are now the Pokemon League champion. Or you would have been, but you have one more challenge ahead. You have to face another trainer. His name is Blue. He beat the Elite Four before you. He is the real Pokemon League champion. Now hold on just a second here. Are you telling me that if Blue hadn't gotten here before me and I had beaten you, then I would have been champion? That's really all I needed to do. I could have just walked right up into the champion's room and sat down in his chair, and that's it. I would have been champion. No championship bout or anything. I would have won. Then that can only mean one thing. Hey, what's going on, heroes? Pogiforce here. Now here I am standing at the top of Mount Lanakila, just defended my title for the third time, and I find myself realizing just how much we have in common with the ex-champion Blue. I mean, come to think of it, we're both the first champion of our respective regions. What, you didn't know that about Blue? I mean, listen to what Lance has to say. Lance tells Red that he would have been Pokemon League champion after he beat him, except that there was one more trainer standing in the way, and that was Blue. So, if Blue wasn't there, then Red would have been champion upon beating Lance. Now, we both know that you only become champion upon immediately defeating the Elite Four if there is no standing champion. In fact, if there was a standing champion, you'd think somebody would have mentioned him. But no, even in Pokemon Generations, the anime, Episode 3, The Challenger, it shows Blue's rise to power through all four of the Elite Four, but shows no battle against a standing champion. And when Blue describes his path to success, he says, "I will sit on the throne, you will lose, and I will become champion." Of course, that's not all the evidence we have. Let's take a look at our own region, the Alola region, and see how it was before it had itself a champion. Let's take a look at the city of Po-Town, a walled-off city on Ula Ula Island. As you can see, it's controlled by Team Skull, and while we've kicked out most of the Team Skull members on our rise to power here, it's still a Team Skull-controlled city. There's paint on the ground, buildings are defaced, and the Pokemon Center is no longer operational. Now, this base of operations for Team Skull probably couldn't have happened under a reigning champion, or at least if there was a champion when they first took root, because as we mentioned in our last video, a champion's job is to protect their region, which means something like this would not be possible if a champion had been in place when it happened. Now, if you think this is bad, let's go back and take a look at Kanto before Blue rose as Kanto's first champion. Now, Kanto had a similar issue with an evil team taking over a major city, except this was a big one. Team Rocket had taken over Saffron City, which was the center of commerce for the Kanto region. Team Rocket had also taken over Sylph Company, which was the largest producer of Pokemon goods for not only the Kanto region, but for most of the Pokemon world. So something like that, you'd figure they'd clean up as quickly as possible, but it seems without a reigning champion, the best the Pokemon League was able to do was to wall off the city and set up guard checkpoints for every route in and out. Now again, in our previous video, we mentioned how Lance had taken a stand against Team Rocket in the Johto region when he was League Champion 2 years later. You might argue that maybe he only came to the defense of Johto because Johto was his hometown, but that doesn't seem fitting to his character. In Pokemon Generations Episode 4, titled The Lake of Rage, we see Lance come to the defense of injured and helpless Pokemon fighting against Team Rocket. This is again Lance as champion, so he can take that action because it is a champion's duty to protect his region. It may be that because there was no standing champion in Generation 1 and Lance was just an Elite Four member, he simply didn't have the authority to stop Team Rocket then. So yeah, it's interesting to think that Blue might have actually been the first champion of the Kanto region. So we might have more in common with him than we think. Although I think the commonalities might end there because we don't say smell you later, and we were actually able to defend our title. But yeah, Blue, first champion of Kanto. Look it up, it's real. But that's it for now, heroes. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe to stay tuned for future videos. And until next time, heroes, I'm Pogiforce, and you guys, stay awesome. Take care.